Like most mechanics, I hate bodywork. I don't hate bodywork, I despise bodywork. And right away, okay, see the comments already. Farm it out, pay somebody else to do it. Get a buddy who's good at it to show you what to do. You have to understand something about me. I'm a manic do-it-yourselfer. If I can't do it with my own two hands on my car, it cannot possibly be done, right? It's just the way I am. There are exceptions, certain things like machine work where I'm not going to invest in things like a boring bar and whatnot that I'm only going to use once every year, once every couple of years. It's cheaper and more cost effective to just farm stuff like that out. But when it comes to actual tasks on my own cars, if I can't do it myself with my own two hands, it can't be done. It's just the way I am. And I struggle with this stuff. I'm not good at it. I don't have the artist's eye. Body guys have a whole different perspective on things. Someone have a couple of beers, they'll smoke a joint, they're going to do whatever they're going to do, right? And they get into the head, and right? I don't do those things. So, for me, it's like, dial in, get it done. But one of the things I feel is like really important when you're talking about any aspect of the car hobby, getting involved in any part of it, mechanical or body or anything like that, is to understand the psychology behind things, how the mind works. Because when all is said and done, right, nuts and bolts and parts, or that's what we work with, but we use our brain to decipher and transfer the knowledge to our hands and then to the finished result. So from that approach, I know what I do wrong when it comes to bodywork. I know where most mechanics make the mistakes. And you'll see that there's people who are mechanics, or there's body guys. And it's very, very few people who actually are able to do both. Here's where the differences come. And this is the perfect example, what I'm working on right here now. This is lap 3 for me of this section right here. This is the third time that I've had to take this down, refill it, and then start to work it again. And I made the common mistakes because I'm in mechanic mode. For the last several months, all I've done is just turn wrenches on things, build engines, transmissions, all of this stuff, right? So now it comes time to do this, I have to shift from mechanic mode to bodyman mode. And it doesn't happen right away. A lot of it has to do with muscle memory. And here are the two key reasons why mechanics have a hard time doing bodywork, and also conversely why bodymen aren't really known as being the best mechanics. They tend to be a little on the sloppy side. Here's what they are. The first is that when you're working on the panel of a car, and this is the mistake I made with this one, I used too much force. The panel is not the same all the way across. Like for instance, if you go to this edge of it right here, you can push on this thing. I can push the car off the jack right here, and I'm not going to distort this part of the fender. I can rub as hard as I want on this thing. But if I'm doing it here, it only takes a slight amount of pressure to distort the panel. So what's going to happen is I'm trying to make this flat, as I'm using my mechanic force, because remember now, as a mechanic, you're lifting heavy things. You're tightening bolts, you're loosening bolts, you're using muscle, right? Well, if I attack this section of the car that's fragile, that gives easily, and I use that muscle, what I'm going to do is dig further into the Bondo, the filler. And this is only a very thin skim coat. You can see how light it is. It's not like there's a whole bunch of waves underneath this thing. As I'm pushing it, I'm distorting the metal. So what I'm doing is I'm digging out this section. Here's going to be a low spot. When I take my straight edge and run it across it, after I'm done working it, I'm going to find that this section right here, which is the softest part of the panel, is going to be down lower than, let's say, this section, which has a lot of stiffness to it because there's a brace behind it. It's right at the edge. It's folded over there. So this is a tough part of the panel. I can sand like crazy. I could use all my muscle right here, and it's all going to work out fine. I do the same thing here, and I'm going to undercut it. Undercutting is another big thing, right? And this all has to do with how the brain perceives certain deals. As a mechanic, when we go to take things off, like for instance, we're going to take off a gasket, okay? We need to be as close to impeccable with it as possible. You don't want to see any trace of gasket when you're done. If we're going to clean, let's say, a bolt, right? You're going to clean it so that the head is clean, the threads are clean. You don't want to see a trace of anything. You'll use force. These are hard metal objects, you know, and you'll scrape, you'll dig, right? When you're doing body work, you have to shift to a whole different part of your brain that says the foreign material, the filler, is not the enemy. You don't need to eliminate it. This is my most common problem. What I'll do is I will undercut everything. I'll keep going. I'll see a little imperfection here, and I'll keep sanding because my brain tells me this has to go. This has to go. If I'm in body mode, now I'm like, no, this is my friend. And if I need to add a little more filler to this, I'm going to do that. If I need to add a little spot putty, I'll do that. But don't keep trying to dig it out. Because, and I have done this, you know, I'll use a whole tube of filler just doing this because I keep sanding it off. That's where mechanics make their mistakes. No force, right? When you're doing your sanding, you know, of course, right? Take it down, make it smooth with a DA, and then when you're doing your final work, when you're doing your sanding, no force. Let the paper do the work, and when the paper doesn't cut anymore, throw it away. That's the other thing too. We start out with a piece of sandpaper. Your wrench never changes, okay? Your 9/16 is always going to be your 9/16, right? Your ratchet is always going to be your ratchet, but it never changes. But the sandpaper does change. It cuts differently from when you first take it out of the package to like 10 minutes in to like 15 minutes in of sanding. It's becoming duller, and as it becomes duller, you're using more force and you're distorting the metal like that. You want to keep your paper fresh. As soon as you feel that you have to start pushing on it, throw it away, switch to another piece of paper. Because you don't want to force it, you want to just drag it across lightly and let the paper do the work. Not your muscle, you let the paper do the work. I don't know. I hope you got something out of that. This is something I struggle with. I talk about it a lot. I know ahead of time, this is not going to be perfect. It's going to be close. It'll look good. It'll be a 10-footer, you know, and I'm okay with that. But what I attempt to do is I'm always trying to raise my skill level. I'm always trying to do a better job than the last time. It takes time. You know, it's a skill like anything else. And like I always say, the journey is its own reward. Don't worry so much about the finished product. Worry about like learning the skill and transferring what you know, we know mechanically what needs to be done. We know the methods of how things are supposed to be done, but transferring it from the knowledge to your hands, that's the skill that, you know, I look to, at least when it comes to this stuff. That's the stuff that I'm trying to bring out of myself. I don't know, that's it. Enough babbling. I'm going back to work. I'll see you tomorrow.